So, a little update here. I've been thinking quite a bit about YouTube and what am I doing with each of the channels, and I've been questioning what do I want to do going forward. And I've been going through changes and tests and stuff like that. And I think that the tests have been really important and pretty enlightening. And like, what could I do? What kind of style I'm going to go for? And I still have not fully locked down my current YouTube direction, except for a few things. I want to just kind of make note of those. So there's two channels. Well, I have three, but maybe four, but still, I really primarily have this channel, and then I have my primary channel. And the primary channel has always been a question mark. What am I doing with it? What's it for? Who's it for? What's the takeaway? Everything like that. But this channel is always just like whatever I want, right? Or just, just completely unedited, whatever. So I kind of was like trying to figure out what the difference is. And then I was like, oh, well, this one's a little bit like, I kind of keep it raw, but then I want to keep some raw videos on the main channel, blah, blah, blah. And if you're a creator, you know the fight of like, what are you going to do? What style? Do you want to keep up with this authenticity here? Do you want production value? So on. The fight is serious. So I found a solution for myself that I feel like is going to carry for a really long time, and it's not too far off from it. It's just labeling it a separate, a kind of more specific way. So this channel, as it always has been, but I've never labeled it as, is going to be my digital diary. So you can watch it or you don't watch it. I don't care. That's the whole thing, is like, hopefully you learn with me and you agree with some things, or we want to have a conversation. That's what this channel is. It's a diary entry that I'm sharing with the world. Now, of course, I'm not going to share personal stuff, not like really personal. That's the whole thing, is like, it's online. I'm going to be careful. But I am going to be considering never scripting, just kind of talking to the camera. Whatever happens, happens, and whatever I say just goes. There's no cutting, unless it's just really ridiculous, something like a long bout of silence, or when the camera dies like it just did. Things like that will be edited, but other than that, it's going to be pretty clean, just like it's always been. However, just separating the idea of having diary entry, thinking, whatever, no pressure still, it just changes everything. That means that I don't do certain things that I was doing on the main channel, and I put them over here instead. Because lately I've been putting a lot more vlog-ish stuff, and I like that. But it doesn't make sense in the marriage of the two, right? I think that the vlog style is something I'm going to be carrying through, but I'm going to make tweaks on it. I'm going to make it more professional, more high-end, more sponsorable. And I think that that's really key. Why'd it get so dark? It's a rainy day today. And so I'm very excited about making this diary type channel. And that's what it is. So if you're wondering, well, what's the point of this one versus the other? Well, that's it. It's personal. It's mine. It's just whatever I'm going through. I can change my mind. I'm not trying to teach. I'm sharing. It's a big difference. Then on the main channel, that's going to be teaching and sharing, but the sharing will be like conclusions. It won't be worked through live like this is. And that's kind of the concept here. I really am excited about that. Now, as far as the main channel, what am I going to do with that? Because I do want to make some tweaks and, again, sponsorable. I'm not totally certain. I'm working through it, but I'm excited because I'm getting through some of the gunk. One of the things I'm thinking is it doesn't have to be passion-filled. It has to be something that is going to be a business. Am I going to include branding or not, and so on? And I think that really what I'm going to be doing is ramping up things that are most loved videos. Basically, men's lifestyle. But that men's lifestyle has got to be narrowed down. I'm not sure if that's the right word. I think it might be life improvement, designing of a life. I'm not sure, but it's things like, it can be from EDC, it can be from, personal lessons with men's, like the McDoration dribble video, or NoFap for some of you guys, but I probably will never talk about that again. It could be beards, it could be clothing, it can be, computers, tech. I'm not totally certain of those niches that I'm going to be doing, but overall it would be life improvement, men's lifestyle. And I think it should specifically lean towards creative men, because I do believe that the best evolution of a man is to become creative if you're not already. So those tools to help, and not just gear for sake of saying you need this camera, you need whatever. I'm not going to be doing that because, as you know, minimalism, which is another major part of everything, is me saying you don't need things. You can film on your phone, you can do whatever, but if you want to improve, you're going to need this microphone. Or here's a microphone for $30, here's a microphone for $300. And give it those options, and that's kind of the concept around that channel. Life improvement, men's lifestyle. I'm not really sure exactly what I want to lock down. I'm going to keep it simple and not do that yet. I want to kind of let that be defined over the beginning of this spring and summer. And until then, that's kind of the update. I'm just really excited about the separation of, we got my main channel, men's lifestyle, this channel, my personal diary, and now it makes sense what is going on. I was always a little confused. It's just I made videos for here when I was lazy. That was kind of what it was, but they all kind of seem the same thing as personal development, my personal development. And I tried to wrap it up in teachings, but I'm not going to teach anymore. I'm just going to share. So that's kind of the idea. I mean, of course I'm going to be enthusiastic about ideas, but you get the idea. All right, that's it. Peace.